This Week in Bourbon, and you better say something nice about my plants. Here's your headlines for June 20th, 2025. Whiskey House and the Koetter Group will build 12 state-of-the-art rickhouses. Maker's Mark has announced a new exhibition by contemporary artist Dale Chihuly. And Dierks Bentley is introducing Row 94 Broken Branches. But before we get started, here's a quick word from our partners. Welcome back. It is This Week in Bourbon, everybody. And I always mess it up in the beginning, but Chihuly, we'll get to it later. But the Maker's Mark artist, we'll say a little bit later.
Well, and you missed it's Koetter, not Koetter.
It's not Koetter. Oh man, that's double whammy, right?
Yep.
That's the worst part about it. But you know, when I did start this, I said there is a new meme, and it is with people that love their plants. Are you a plant daddy by any chance?
I do love plants, but I don't have time for anymore, so I hate plants right now because I can't keep them at bay, and with all the rain we've had, they've just been growing like crazy. But typically, yes, I'm a huge fan of plants, especially houseplants.
After Palooza, I have not cut my grass yet, so it's looking like a rainforest out there right now currently.
Oh, you'll be billing hay next time.
Yeah, I know. It's getting close. I was like, oh, Monday, it'll be fine. It rained. Yesterday, I go, oh yeah, fine. And I didn't feel well, so I just didn't do it. So
it rained again yesterday.
Maybe tonight I'll get to it.
I doubt it. We're supposed to have some squall lines come through later. So
that is the most country fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Squall
lines and the hollers and everything you talk about.
It's a line of severe thunderstorms is a squall line.
Okay. Well, I never graduated from Doppler radar school, so I have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to there.
Yeah, you're always inside just like, oh, it's raining? Weird. Or you're one of those people, it's like, they call for lawn care and they're like, why haven't you been here? And it's like, well, it's rained 5 days. And you're like, oh, well, I've been inside all day.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Very true. Very true. I am one of those people that will go on a business trip. I will not even look at the weather of where I'm going to and just pack like normal. And
I have to, yeah.
And I'll end up going to Boston in like March, and I'll be like, oh, it'll be fine. It's like Kentucky in March. And no, you get up there and you're just like, well, made that mistake. Should have packed
going to get a parka.
Yeah, exactly. Packed a parka with me. But anyway, so this week's viral video. They've actually had 2 viral videos go at the same exact time. And so anyway, this lady gets in front of the camera and she says, if you don't say anything nice about my boyfriend's plants, I'm gonna mess you up. So
really,
you ready for it?
Let's go.
Here we go.
My boyfriend wants to show you more of his plants, so you better say nice things. Let's go, honey.
Hi. So today you get to see my strawberry plant, my chives, and on this side I have garlic chives.
She's like cheering them on over there.
Very proud of those, but I need some more. Got to repot this girl, so I'm gonna have to do that for you guys another day. But that's today's update. Stick around for more.
I've never seen anybody do that. Just have a Tupperware.
Say something nice.
So she's like, get in the comments and say something nice.
I saw there's like 127,000 comments.
There was over 44 million views on this.
Oh my gosh.
And she came out with a second one just a couple of days later and has like 42 million views.
It's amazing what grabs people attention these days.
It's not that. I think it's fun. I mean,
it is fun
for people that are. I'm a recent plant daddy because of the bonsai thing.
Recent convert.
I don't actually take care of it. It's my wife's new thing, but we did buy it together. So I was the financiary arm of this. I don't know if that's a word or not, but I'm the financial responsibility behind it. Fiduciary. Thank you, Ryan. That's what it comes down to.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. Let's dive in with some stuff. Anything that you want to talk about? Like things that are coming up for you. I know you got a few things. I'll go ahead and put it out there once again. Thank you so much. We've had a good outpouring of people that are interested in becoming ambassadors for us, and we are overwhelmed with the response. And guess what? We could still use more, but we can only use more in our distributed states right now. So thank you to everybody from Pennsylvania and Florida and New York and California and all these different places that are saying, hey, can we be an ambassador for you? It's like, yes, but not yet. So I need you to just kind of hang tight for...
Unless you want to move.
60. There you go. Relocation fees not included. But just hang tight for a couple more months, and who knows, we might be able to get there. But if you are in any major metros, especially in Ohio, in Texas, even in Tennessee, where else do we need major metros?
Maryland, DC. Gosh, Chicago. Well, we got plenty in Chicago.
Yeah, we got plenty in Chicago. We're trying to get more into Chicago, more product there. But
yeah, that sums it up pretty well.
Yeah, so
Santa Fe.
Oh yeah, we
Santa
definitely
Fe
need
or Albuquerque.
one person in New Mexico. There's just one person in the entire state of New Mexico, because we've both been to Santa Fe and Albuquerque.
Yep,
hour and a half a drive from each other. That's the only.
I don't even think it's that far. Is it?
Well, it's the only habitable place I think there is to live in the state. So between those two, you're going to be pretty well covered.
Yeah. And you're not going to mow your grass. I just got a notification. Tornado watch coming soon. So.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Well,
That's okay.
I'm not opposed to that. I can take one more night off and just kind of have Palooza Rest Recovery Day number 4.
Make sure you charge your batteries on that mower.
We do that all. I have a system. So whenever I'm done mowing, and I'm a good battery person, because, if you always keep recharging batteries when they don't need recharge, it diminishes the life of them. So I only recharge a battery when it really gets down to the very end of it. And when it does get down to the end of it, I take them to the charger, and I will set it face down. If it's not charged, I set it face up if it still needs to be charged.
Brilliant.
And that way I know when I go and look at it, I either forgot to charge it or these bad boys are ready to go.
There's not a light on it that tells you if it's charged.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could do that, but I'm just saying, so you don't have to waste your time like swapping them out and doing whatever. It's just a small thing. It's the same thing that actually is kind of irritating to me about my wife, that, she just haphazardly throws dishes and silverware into the dishwasher. And I'm like, if you would just organize the dishes and organize.
My wife does the same thing. That drives me crazy.
Oh my God. Like, how easy is it to just go ahead and
there's clearly a plate section and then like glass section.
Yeah. And then you put the small forks, the big forks, the small spoons, the big spoons, and the knives all in, like, there's 5 compartments specifically for that. And so instead of doing that, I have to spend 45 seconds of my life sitting here unorganizing everything to actually go put everything in. I know. And I'm just kind of like, God, it'd be so easy just to pull them out at once and put them away.
They like to make our lives harder. But
that's all I got.
There's things going on. I'll be in Kansas City July 30th or 29th through the 1st, something like that.
Okay.
29th of July through the 1st. But I'm going to be doing an event that Thursday, still TBD but just mark your calendars. And then I will be the next weekend. I will be at the Southern Collective Festival in Franklin, Tennessee. It's a great event down there. Franklin, Tennessee is one of my favorite places. Home of Luke Bryan. But anyways, and probably a ton of other
country music stars.
But anyways, if you're going to the Southern Collective Festival, if you don't know anything about it, look it up. It's a great event, but I will be there. So look forward to seeing everyone.
Yep. And I will be at some point in Texas, Houston, maybe in August. So not probably the most optimal time to travel.
You better
to
check
Texas.
The weather.
Yeah, I'll bring shorts, right?
Don't wear denim.
Maybe some sunscreen. I think that would probably be the thing. But we just actually bottled up a single barrel for Reserve 101. So anybody that doesn't know, it's like one of the premier cocktail bars in the country. They just bought a single barrel from us, and I'll be coming down there for the launch of it. So I'm really looking forward to that as well.
Sounds awesome.
Yes, it is. All right, Ryan, you ready to dive into some news here?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. So Bourbon and Beyond, the world's largest bourbon and music festival, is returning to Louisville, Kentucky for the 7th year, and has announced the culinary and spirits talent. You know where this is going. The event takes place September 11th to the 14th at the Highland Festival Grounds at Kentucky Expo Center in Louisville. And leading the Fork and Flask, curated by the Kroger Stage, is going to be host Chef Chris Santos and, of course, Chef Edward Lee, who you've heard on the show before. And they'll also be joined by other chefs. The Fork and Flask, curated by Kroger Stage, will also include bourbon expert Chris Blanford, who you've also heard on the show, and Chef Amanda Freitag, who you've not heard on the show before. And they'll also feature premium bourbon brands. including yours truly over here. And this year's programming will also spotlight other Kentucky Proud products. I can go into it of like Fish and the Lumineers, Benson Boone, Joe Bonamassa, and other things, Goo Goo Dolls, but most importantly, Sturgill. But most importantly, you get to see Kenny and Ryan on the stage at different times. We're not actually.
we're not together.
We're not together. You didn't. Yeah, you got your.
I thought it was me, you, Dan, Calloway, and.
Oh yeah, we are on one together, and then I got an additional one.
Oh well, sucker.
It's tough to be the favorite by Chris sometimes.
Well, I'm happy to do just one.
It's fine. This is a 4-day music festival. If I make it 3 out of the 4 days, it'll be tough.
Yeah, it's like Palooza.
It is a Palooza all over again. But this one's even like more of it just because it's like, well, I got access. There's people. My buddy Jim Gaffigan's going to be there. We'll probably chop it up a little bit. Right?
Would he say the same thing about you? His buddy Kenny?
I'm not going to go ahead and put those words in your mouth right now. I'm just going to go ahead and just daydream a little bit. Say like, I'm going to hang out with Jim Gaffigan. Elizabeth Banks will be there. I'm sure we're going to become besties at the end too.
I'm watching a really good show with her, and it's called like The Better Sister on Amazon Prime. It's good.
See?
Elizabeth Banks, really good.
I plan on being there, and after it, we'll just be DMing each other on Instagram and just hanging out.
I love Bourbon Beyond. It's always a great time. So if you can't come in Bourbon Fest, come Bourbon Beyond.
Yeah,
great music.
For sure. And so thank you, Chris, once again for inviting us to be a part of this series as well.
Yep.
Very excited about that. And so our first headline was that Whiskey House of Kentucky has partnered with the
Koetter
Group. Okay, it's Koetter. I would say Koetter, but I guess it's the Koetter Group. Koetter?
I'm pretty sure. We met him, one of the owners.
I understand that, but I'm not good at vernacular. It's like,
that's okay.
I have a college degree. I'm still not good at this. Anyway, they're building 12 state-of-the-art rickhouses utilizing K-RAX barrel technology over the next 6 years. And each warehouse will be 7 stories high, hold around 48,000 barrels, and designed to improve barrel maturation performance and enhance worker and contractor safety, reduce maintenance, and strengthen structural integrity and longevity. The pioneering K-RAX warehouse design increases maturation performance by airflow using full-length vented cupola. I don't know what that means.
Me either.
In conjunction with their continuous floor vents around the entire perimeter of the building. Civil work for the construction of the warehouses 5 and 6 began in March of 2025. And since the start of operations in July 1st, 2024, Whiskey House produced more than 97,000 barrels, 56 unique mash bills, 59 different recipes for all of its customers.
Amazing. Those K-RAX are sweet. I don't know if you've seen it.
Aren't they easy to move by forklift? Isn't like that the
this is
thing about it?
That's that, but there's a different system. Like they have like an automated clocking system and everything. It's wild. It's pretty cool.
That does actually sound pretty enticing.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, good luck to them. Glad to hear it. Especially after the news the past week when you heard about everything with Whiskey House and like, I don't know, it was like $1.7 million in like outstanding liens or something like that.
Yeah.
BS, by the way. Like that's an easy thing to when you're
they
producing,
said it'd be resolved quickly.
Yeah, if you're producing 100,000 barrels a year, like 1.7 million, it's like you can find that in your couch cushions.
I don't know if it's quite that easy, but yes.
Apparently, you need to hang out with better friends. That's all I need to say. All right, let's keep going. The former head of Oregon's Liquor and Cannabis Commission. Remember all this?
I do, yes.
It's finally come to an end. He's going to pay a fine of $1,500 for using his state position to divert and obtain rare bourbon for himself. So in a 7-1 vote on last Friday, 8 of the 9 present members of Oregon's Government and Ethics Commission approved the penalty for Mr. Stephen Marks. He's that person. And that's because they rejected his initial penalty of $500 that was proposed back in May. And so he resigned from his position back in February 2023. This is still lingering on. He had 10 years of tenure with the agency, and he was one of 6 high-level liquor and cannabis employees that were implicated in this long-running scheme to divert these rare bottles to different stores. At this point, either the rest of them have either resigned or been fired, and they're also facing ethics penalties.
I mean, $1,500 isn't. I mean,
I mean,
Could be worse.
if you'd have put $500 in like QQQ 3 years ago, you'd probably almost pay it off. No, you wouldn't pay it off by now, but it'd be pretty close.
Because was this the one where they took like Pappy or allocated stuff and
Yeah, and just like stuff like Elmer T. Lee and random stuff
probably
like
made
that.
$1,500 like easily.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We've talked about this before. I get it. It's government. There is a obligation to your people that you can't do this sort of thing. But guess what? If you own a liquor store and you just give it to your employees, there's no difference. Absolutely no difference whatsoever. So there's no penalty. There's nothing. It's just the right of actually having to work as a part of this thing. It just sucks that he's a part of the. Oh, it doesn't suck. He got elected. Man, I don't know if he got elected, but he had this position. And so it's like if you owned CecilsLiquors.com and you got a pretty good allocation. I was like, hey, Ryan, can I get one of those Pappy 23s for your not even wholesale costs? I'll pay retail for it. You're like, yeah, Kenny, I'll hook you up. You've been a good friend. It happens all the time in this world.
Totally.
But, because it's the government. It's the government. That's what happens.
Well, they have a monopoly on it besides the one liquor store.
That's true.
So
it's a whole different
ball game.
All right, so E-Town-based nonprofit Give 270 is hosting another bourbon raffle. They host a bourbon raffle all the time, and thank you for
Great
being
raffles.
sponsors for us all the time as well. They're going to feature several limited and allocated prizes, including a grand prize, a one-time release of a Booker's single barrel.
Oh,
Can you believe it?
is it the University of Kentucky one?
Hold on, my friend. I'm going to get to this. So the Bourbon Strong 50-450 raffle is set for Wednesday, July 2nd. The tickets are now on sale for the raffle, which features a total of 50 different prizes. And the second and third grand prizes include a Little Book 10-bottle Vericle, a Booker's 10-year anniversary bottle, and all proceeds will raffle the benefit of the United Way Central Kentucky's mini grants program, which provide immediate assistance for impactful initiatives in the region. Okay, didn't go into that. Maybe it's not a Booker single, but maybe it's all these other Booker stuff. But anyway, tickets are $50 and available for purchase from 7 p.m. on the day of the drawing. There's only going to be a total of 3,000 tickets for the raffle, though.
I love Little Books. They're like one of my favorite, of just showcasing like blending different mash bills and different recipes. I think Freddie does a great job. It's one of my favorite lines every year.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
He gets to take from the deepest stocks of rice bourbon and just all the crap that they've distilled forever but do something with it, because you can't make a product line out of that. You got to blend it and make something different about it. And so that's what I love about it.
Totally.
Let's keep going here. So High West is partnering with actor and musician Luke Grimes to promote its Protect the West initiative, which supports organizations focused on land preservation, wildlife prevention. Yeah, prevention. I would say preservation, but wildfire prevention. Yeah, not wildlife, but anyway, yes, wildfire prevention. We definitely want to prevent that. And climate resilience. Grimes will serve as a brand ambassador and amplify the campaign's message through storytelling and awareness efforts. And to celebrate the partnership, High West is also hosting a sweepstakes from June 20th to July 25th, where participants can win a trip to Park City, Utah. And participants can enter by following Drink High West on Instagram and commenting on Luke Grimes' collaboration post with High West, which is a Western place that you would like to also help protect. High West has at this point donated over $1 million to nonprofits to protect the West initiative since its launch.
All right. Yeah, another Yellowstone actor, Luke Grimes.
Oh, is he? That's what I don't watch Yellowstone, so I was kind of lost on that one.
He's one of the Dutton sons. I'm trying to remember his name, but anyways, I love that show. Never been to Park City. I hear it's awesome. Have you been?
We went to Utah a couple of years ago, and I don't remember where we went.
Well, it's all the way north. I think you were in southern Utah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I went to
Utah's massive.
it is a big place. We went to Arches National Park and some other things like that.
That's in the southern part.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah,
because we crossed over from Arizona
this is in the mountains,
over there.
not the desert.
Okay, then we definitely were in the desert.
Yeah, Sundance is held at Park City.
I'll go to Sundance.
Yeah,
I like watching movies.
Indie films I could do without, but
I mean, it's art. That's the thing, is you got to have an appreciation for it. And I typically, especially if I go to the MoMA, I'll it's the same thing as the banana tape to a wall. I'll be like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
But somebody does.
But if you show me some Renaissance art with, people painted in very ornate ways, I go like, wow, this is really impressive. It's how they do this. Paint splatter just doesn't do it for me, though.
No, I'm with you. I like the Renaissance era, like all the Uffizi and Louvre and all the that stuff blows my mind. That a human can create that, but like the paint splatters, the bananas, even the weird sculptures, modern stuff, modern art just doesn't make sense to me.
Is this trash or is this art?
Depends on the person.
It's on you. It's on you. All right, so we had talked about Green River and doing their Army 250th anniversary release. And so they are doing their first of its kind airborne product delivery inspired by the military supply drops. And this is, again, to celebrate that Anniversary Bourbon. So a parachute team has delivered the first bottle directly to a group of veterans and active duty Army personnel, followed by a ceremonial toast. The limited edition bourbon officially launches on Saturday, June 14th, with availability in select military bases and retailers nationwide, and also at Green River's Kentucky-based home places. And also a portion of the proceeds are going to support military families. So they dropped it out of a plane.
That's pretty cool.
Or via parachute.
It's like Forrest Gump jumping out of the plane, in Vietnam.
Did he jump out of a plane?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's been a while since I watched Forrest Gump. I remember him worrying about the rain coming upside down.
I thought they jumped out of planes, but maybe not.
I remember because he jumped out of he was sitting there in the water was like raining upside down from him. He was like putting his hand
sideways rain and all that.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. I don't know. It's been a while to see Forrest Gump, and I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm trying to show my daughter movies of the past. I don't think we're ready for Forrest Gump just yet. Just because of Jenny, probably of all things.
Well,
she kind of ruins that.
Well, there's a lot of people. Lieutenant Dan getting his legs blown off and people getting hurt. Yeah, and it's an adult movie.
Yeah, sure. I agree. It probably is. So, honey, you'll see this maybe in the next 3 to 4 years. But let's wait to get teenage years.
It's a very cool release. I saw they released at the new Green River this weekend, and people were excited about it. Thank you to our soldiers, and kudos to Green River for showing their appreciation.
There we go. Appreciate it. And our last one here is that Maker's Mark has announced a new exhibition by contemporary artist Dale Chihuly. Did I say it right?
Sounds right to me.
All right, Chihuly. And he has expanded the culinary and cocktail program, both debuting, or not he's doing it, but they have expanded the culinary and cocktail program, both debuting at Star Hill Farm, the home of Maker's Mark Distillery. They're just both debuting. I thought they were doing more culinary cocktail programs. Anyway, this is going to be opening on July 19th at Star Hill Farm. Will feature 9 dramatic installations across the distillery's expansive grounds, and the exhibition will run through December 7th. Also debuting this summer at Star Hill Farms is a new cocktail and culinary program led by the distillery's head of cocktail innovation, Leslie Krockenberger, and chef Richard Knight.
Sounds delicious.
It sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Speaking of art,
and
this is actually one art I can get behind. It's all blown glasses, very ornate, very, very fun.
So did he do the one in the Rickhouse, or did you just say that?
No, that's the same guy.
Okay.
He's just doing more art.
That's pretty badass. Yeah. I'd be down for that.
Yeah. By the way, if there's any artists out there that's thinking like, oh my God, like how could I partner with Pursuit? We have a huge canvas outside of our distillery right here that you could just go to town with.
We have a huge wall in our downtown.
I mean, just a huge canvas. And we can feed you bourbon.
That's right.
That's about it. So if you supply your own paint brushes, your own ladders, your time, we can give you bourbon and rye.
We got you.
That's about what we can do.
Maybe some cocktails.
Maybe a few. Well, you can go down to Trial and Error and pop 1 or 2 there. All right. Stick around. We got bourbon release news coming up.
Yes.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It is bourbon release news time, and we got 3. Not a whole lot has happened this past week. So, And
It's tequila season.
the first one's not even bourbon.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
It's not. I know, how weird. So Old Forester is launching new cocktail cherries. This is happening on June 17th. These Amarena-style cherries are steeped in bourbon-infused syrup and retail for $19.99 a jar. They'll be available nationally, sorry, y'all, at select retailers and liquor stores, as well as the Old Forester Distillery and via Bourbon Barrel Foods. The cherries join an existing line of Old Forester cocktail provisions.
Well, taking on Luxardo. I like it.
Yeah.
Or Traverse City. They got awesome cherries.
Traverse Cities are known for theirs. I know everybody's really big on Luxardo. Like, that is like the epitome of the best cherries that you can possibly get when it comes to making cocktails. But I am still a fan of my vermouth that I love, the Starlino cherries.
Oh, yeah. Those are really good.
At not a fraction, about half to 3/4 of the price of Luxardo.
If you can find them.
It does take some hunting, but if you find them, I'm just saying, they are good and you won't be disappointed.
Love them. Love me some cherries.
Yeah. Which we got some other cherries that were sent to us a long time ago. Brandied cherries. Are you a fan of brandied cherries?
Well, isn't that what Luxardo is?
No. I don't know if they're brandied, but I had another brand. They were brandied, and they didn't hit it for me. But that's neither here nor there. You go ahead. You research that. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the next one here, because Blue Note Bourbon is no longer Blue Note Bourbon. And actually, they are Blue Note Bourbon, but they are now launching their first single barrel straight rye whiskey. This is born in Kentucky and crafted in Memphis, and this new release features a classic 95.5, aged a minimum of 4 years, and then bottled between 116 to 124 proof, unfiltered. It is distilled in partnership with Lofted Spirits, which, if you haven't paid attention, that's actually Bardstown Bourbon Company and Green River that combined to make this whole, like, we'll distill everything for you.
Mega church.
The mega church, which is funny because technically we distill at Lofted Spirits as well. And then it's just aged north of downtown Memphis. The suggested retail price is $49.95 per bottle.
Well, it's a great price. Love Blue Note. They do good things.
Yep, very much. All right, man. Last one here is that Dierks Bentley. I don't know. Do you listen to a lot of Dierks?
From time to time.
Time to time.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. It's definitely more in your wheelhouse of music than mine. They're introducing Row 94 Broken Branches. This is a limited edition release bourbon made in partnership with, again, Lofted Custom Spirits out of Green River Distilling. It's bottled 100 proof and aged 5 years. The bourbon underwent branch aging. I know you're like, what the hell does that mean? Well, it means that's where fire-toasted oak staves rested in barrels to deepen the whiskey's complexity. Okay. Only 1,500 bottles are available, launching in late June to coincide with Bentley's Broken Branches album release and tour. The mash bill is 70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley, aged in new white oak barrels with a level char of number 4. And next up is they're going to talk about Row 94 Full Proof. That should be bottled at 120 proof and aged a minimum of 4 years. So there was no price tag associated with it, but...
So we go from necklaces to broken branches for the stave finishes.
Yep.
I love it.
It's, anytime you can spin it and just, like, we're just going to call it like loose chips at this point. I don't know. We got to really kind of put the marketing hat back on and figure out, well, what can we call it?
Instead of stave finish, it's got to be... All right, I'll get to thinking.
There we go. Yeah, we'll figure this out. But that is going to do it for this week in bourbon. Pretty quick, easy roundup. But with that, cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Toodles.